So is Reiki different to meditation? Now, this is really quite an interesting question, because I see a lot of people, and over the years, where they've come and they've said to me, I can't meditate. So that expectation of getting into sort of a frequency and trying to meditate is just not happening for them. So then they kind of want to try Reiki. And this is really powerful. So what is that difference between Reiki and meditation? Well, the first one is that Reiki is a way or a method of getting into the frequency of meditation. If you like, it's a way of doing something. Now, when we look at Usui, we know he was a monk. He knew how to meditate. But he kind of pioneered, if you like, or found a way of really bringing back this lost knowledge of where, in his case, he was very curious about why was he here? What is the purpose of life? How do you reach enlightenment? So we know he was able to meditate, but he was looking for a way in which he could be satisfied, if you like, of answering those kind of questions that we all seem to sort of get to. They're quite deep questions. So what does Reiki do? What was this method then that he found? So this Reiki, or this method and way of going into a meditative state, he nailed it. And that has been the difference between some people trying to meditate and not quite getting the results, or not getting the experience, or certainly not being able to quieten the mind, to then when we put this method in place of getting into a meditative state. And this is really powerful. And this really is, if you like, one of the differences, because we use that incredible sort of power of the mind, you know, that universal law that all is mind. And once we start using the powerful intention to connect in with the light that's already within us and into that life force energy, source energy, God spark, then guess what happens? We go into a very powerful frequency. And that frequency is what we need to get into to make the mind quiet and get into that meditative state. So is there a difference between meditation and also with Reiki? Well, the only difference is with Reiki, it's very specific. The outcome of getting into a meditative state is really powerful. I call it, it takes away the hit and the miss of trying to get in. Now, for example, I've had many clients say, just recently, that this client said that when she tries to meditate and uses breath, it kind of brings on a little bit of an anxiety for her, because it mimics really for her like having a bit of a panic attack. So we sort of agreed that that really isn't the best way for her to get into that meditative state. Now, for someone else, and I've seen this, that they can use breath and that brings them into that quiet space. So you can sort of see the difference. What might work for one doesn't necessarily work for another. And this is the thing, you know, sometimes we sort of battle on with it and working from the foot, working through the body, going up to the head. By the time you get to the head, that's when some people have the most dreadful mind monkeys, because there is like almost a disconnect. So this is something which is really powerful with the method of getting into this frequency. And that's the reason why it's been left behind in our consciousness. Because like we said, we knew that he was a monk and he knew how to get into meditation, but he knew that there was more to this frequency, that we could actually extract so much when we're in this frequency. And that's why in the Reiki community we call it self-healing. There is so much that can be done emotionally, mentally, physically, on so many levels when we use this intentional method. And that is to connect in with that already the spark of source energy, and to the light that is the divine source. So this is a very powerful method, a very incredible way that over the years, not only for myself, but I've seen it with others. I can't meditate. And then when they just understand this method and how we naturally can connect into this frequency using this Reiki method, then guess what happens? They go into a beautiful meditative state. And it's not so hit and miss, it's beautiful. And if this is something that you desire and you're trying to get through and you want to find different ways, then I'd really encourage you to have a go. Now, in the link below, I've put a Reiki session. It's just 10 minutes, but it's really focusing on connecting in with the light that's already within you. Why don't you try it out? Have a go and just start seeing how this really the power of our mind, our intention, and how we say and state what we want to happen. In our reality, it happens. And this is really incredible. And this is why really the Reiki courses, the home online Reiki courses and the in-person ones are fantastic, because it really helps us to tune in. We're tuning into what we already know, what we remember. And this is really, really incredible. So the difference between Reiki and meditation is really what works for us. And sometimes it is being more direct and using the power of the mind that will get us in to this frequency. And once we're in this frequency, it's incredible. And that's something that when I started my journey back in 2010, I had no realization, understanding just how amazing this is and how we can really get to a lot of what's causing our misalignments in life, what's causing mental health, what's behind our physical ailments. And this is really incredible, so that we're not sort of getting caught up in the symptoms, but that we're able to go back to really what the root is, so that we can look at that and then we can then unpick that, and then we can start our healing. And that is what's so really incredible. So this is really wonderful, and I hope this has kind of helped you just to see really the difference. And I would encourage you to have a go, try it for yourself. And as I said, I'll put the link below, and please do subscribe. Check out the podcast where we talk about all these kind of things. For example, can't meditate, can't manifest. Because these are the kind of things that in our lives, and especially when we start waking up and we have our spiritual journey, then we start getting stuck, then we start can't doing this, and then we don't feel so well, and our mental health. Well, what is going on? And this is really a beautiful way that's been left in our consciousness, where you and I can really connect in with that light, get into that frequency, so that we can hear our higher self, so that we can really get that inner guidance. And this is really fantastic, and it's incredible. So I hope that's helped. Check out that link, have a go, see for yourself if that makes a difference really in getting into that meditative state. And of course, if you want to know a little bit more about the Reiki courses, there is a link there to help you. You might even want to check out the 21 days meditation challenge. It's free, where every single day you'll see me at the beginning. We do one tip, we switch out the visual and we go straight in to that meditation for 30 minutes. Really powerful, and every day for 21 days. So see how you get on. Let me know in the comments below, because I love to hear that. And I really hope to see you very soon. So do take care, and bye for now.